Good morning students. Again I am here with the topic mysql revision tool, but today I will going to explain you about constraint, how to create table. So I am starting with constraint. Constraints are check or condition which we apply on a column or a group of column. Means different type of conditions which we are giving in the table so that user can insert data according to us are actually constraint. They are not null, unique, primary key, foreign key, check, default and index. Now first of all, not null. Not null constraint is a constraint. If we will apply this on a column, so in that column we cannot leave any entry to be null. Every time we have to insert some value in that column. Next is unique. If you are making a column as unique, then in that column you cannot insert duplicate entries. For example, roll number. We have to make roll number as unique so that nobody can insert duplicate entries in roll number. Next is primary key. It is a combination of unique and not null. If you will apply primary key, so in that column entries should be unique and you cannot leave that column as null. Next is foreign key. Foreign key is a non-key attribute of a table. When we apply foreign key, we need two tables, parent table and child table. Parent table is a table which has a primary key or a unique, and in child table we will create or we will make a column as a foreign key and it takes its value from the parent table primary key or unique. From example, I will explain it to you further. Check. In the check constraint, you can apply any condition. Suppose I am applying that check name equals to Priyanka. So every time in the name column, user has to insert name as Priyanka only. No other name should be allowed. Next is default. Next is default constraint. In default constraints, you cannot set, if you are not giving any values in the constraint, then whatever default value you have set, that value will be set in that particular column. In case of no value, default value will be set. I hope I am clear to you. Now I am giving you example, through that it will be clear to you. Now here we are using another command. It is also a DDL command, create table. Create table command is used to create a table. As you know that table is a combination of rows and columns. So we want to define the column, what is the name of the column, what is the data type, what is the size, everything we have to specify in the create table command. Just see the example. Create table persons int not null primary key. So here we are declaring first column as ID with data type int. Not null and primary key are constant of this column. It means we want it to be primary key, combination of unique and not null. Then comes comma. Definition of first column is over. Second is last name with varchar data type 255 size and not null constraint. Means user can insert number as well as characters in that. Then comes first name. First name varchar 255. Here first name is another column with data type varchar. Age, city, just see city. City varchar 255. Default Jaipur. Means if nobody will insert any value in city column, so by default Jaipur will be inserted in that. Now after comma, constraint. Constraint is used to give name to a constraint. So here we are giving a name chk person to check constraint. Now we are applying check constraint on age. We are writing age in bracket greater than equals to 18. Means when user will insert any value in age, so value should be greater than equals to 18. Bracket and then semicolon. Definition is over. Now this is the parent table. Now we are creating another table, orders. Order ID integer not null, order number integer not null, person ID integer. Here we are making person ID as foreign key. After comma, primary key. This is another way to declare a primary key. You can give primary key with the name of the column, as well as when the definition is over, you can write primary key and the name of the column to whom you want to make primary key. Primary key is order ID, comma. Then comes foreign key. If you want to apply foreign key, first you have to use keyword foreign key. Now which column of the child table you want to make foreign key? Here person ID I want to make foreign key. So I am writing name of the child table, column person ID. Now references. Reference means we want to refer to the parent table. That's where reference is. What is the name of the parent table? Persons. What is the column to which I want to refer? It is ID. One more thing, person ID which is written in the bracket, this is from orders table and person is the parent table and ID is its primary key column. It means we want to connect ID column of persons table with the person ID column of the child table. Kindly take care, data type of ID and person ID should be same while creating the foreign key. Bracket and then semicolon. I hope it is clear. Now next DDL command is alter table. Alter table command is used to make changes in the structure of the table. How? We can add a new column, we can delete a column, we can make changes in the data type and size of the column by using alter table. Alter table is also used to add or remove a constraint. Now see the example, it will be more clear to you. Alter table, then you have to give name of the table, whatever table name you have. Then add. Add keyword is used if you want to add a new column. Then column ka name and its data type. Suppose I want to add city. So what will I write? Alter table persons add city varchar 200. So the column will be added. Suppose you want to delete the city column, then we'll use alter table person drop. Drop keyword is used to drop the column and then you write the name of the column. You can also use column keyword and then column name, or if you want you can skip it, it is optional. Suppose you want to make changes in this column definition. For example, you want to change the data type. Suppose you want to change the size of the data type. So we cannot use add, we cannot use drop. We will use alter table command with keyword modify. Modify name of the column, data type and new value. For example, alter table person modify first name varchar 200. So initially its value was 255 and I want to make it 200. So size of the data type get changed. You can also change the data type from integer to character, from character to integer. But please take care if you are changing the data type from character to integer. So before that, no entry should be inserted in that. Otherwise, problem should come because initially it was character and now I want to make integer value. So it will display error to you. So we have studied three keyword: add, drop and modify. Add is for adding a new column, drop is for dropping the column and modify is for changing the size and data type of a particular column. Alter table command can also be used to add or remove the constraint. How? For that we will use alter table table name modify. Then after modify, write down the name of the column, its data type and not null. So initially not null was not added and with modify we have made a particular column constraint to be not null. Similarly, if you want to add primary key and foreign key constraint, we cannot use modify. You have to use add constraint, add keyword in that. See the example, alter table table name, add constraint. Then give the name, you can give A1, A2 also, unique. So unique keyword and then name of the column. Unique can be more than one in a table. That's why they are writing column 1, column 2, column 3 like that. Suppose you want to add check constraint. So we will use add constraint, name of the constraint and then check and then whatever condition. You have already seen the previous example like that we can give. But the thing is that we have to use alter table if we want to create or we want to apply any constant after creation of the table. Next is primary key. Again we will use add constraint in the alter table, name of the primary key and then 2 column. Here one thing you have to notice that primary key can be only one in a table, but here they are writing column 1 and column 2. So now it will not be a primary key, it will become composite primary key, and composite primary key is a primary key whose combination should be unique and not null. I hope it is clear. Suppose you want to drop a constraint. So in that condition we will write alter table table name drop constraint and then name of the constraint. That's the reason whenever we are creating a constraint we always give a name, because if you want to drop a constraint, so syntax is like that only, alter table table name drop constraint word constrant and then name of the constraint will be used to drop that particular constraint. I hope that much is clear to you. We can add constraint by using alter table. We can remove constraint by using alter table. So alter table command is very important command and it will be used only if you have created the table, you have inserted column in that and after that you want to make changes in the structure of any of the column. So we will use alter table command. Don't misunderstand it with update. Update is DML, which is used to make changes in the data and it is used to make changes in the structure of the table. Now suppose you want to drop any index. Index is used if you want to refer a table by a number. Then in that case we will use alter table table name, drop index, and then name of the index. So it will drop that index. Suppose for you want to drop primary key. So we will use alter table table name, drop constant, and name of the primary key. Now primary key can also be dropped by using just the word drop primary key. See the example, alter table table name, drop primary key. So when you want to use primarykey, so don't use constant and name of the constant. We have two ways to drop primary key, drop constant and name of the constant. And if you have not given name to the primary key, you forgot that, so instead of that you can write alter table table name and drop primary key.